Last time we talked, it was day one of training camp. Now you're about a month in. How have things gone these first few weeks?
Yeah, I think they've been going really well. I think we focus each week on getting better each time we're together, and I really feel like it's been going that way. I think there's a lot of excitement around the locker room and with this team, and I think each day together, has been a step forward. So we're just hoping to keep taking steps forward, from now to the end of the season. But I think everyone's really happy with where we're at. But obviously, sky's the limit. I feel like so. Just try to keep moving forward.
You guys have won the previous scrimmage games going into these. What has been clicking right and gelling? I imagine it helps to have a large contingent from last season back.
Yeah, it definitely helps having a lot of guys coming back. But I think you see too. A lot of the new faces are making an impact right away, which is great to see. I think as we play together more too. I think offensively we have a lot of new faces. In particular. But as we play more together, I think we're gelling more as a unit, and I think you're seeing that throughout the last couple scrimmages. I think some guys were coming into camp with an injury and starting to get healthy again, which is nice too. So it's just been fun getting out there and playing with everyone. I think when you're having fun playing, you're at your best. So I think that's just what we're doing right now.
Mike Hazen said that you can always improve. Every day you can always get better. So if you are being critical, what are things that maybe aren't right up to par with where you guys want to be? What are you working on still?
Yeah, I think lacrosse is a game of inches, and split-second decisions. And, I think that's one thing we can improve on is just, knowing where each other are. I think that just goes with playing together for X amount of time, right? There's no set time limit on that, but the more you play together, the more you know where you're going to be, the better you are. So just timing-wise on some things, the timing, the spacing on different things, at least I could speak for offensively. I'm not not a defensive specialist by any means, but, offensively, we're just working on our timing and figuring out where each other are going to be more and more. And, I think that's, the next steps for our offense.
When you transition from the field game over the summer to the box game, what are some of the biggest, hard parts, and what are the easiest parts about getting back onto the carpet?
Yeah, I think they're both challenging in their own way. Obviously with field lacrosse, you're going against defensemen with 6-foot sticks, right? And that's an element in itself. Even if you have a step, the stick's kind of on you still, disrupting your shot. But being in here, it's really tight spaces. Obviously with the bigger goalies and the smaller nets, I think in field lacrosse, you talk to most guys, and it is being deceptive, but you see a lot of guys shooting the ball super hard at just aiming for an open spot in the net, an open region, where in this you really have to be deceptive with your shot as well, and throwing the goalie off their line. So I think that's just the adjustment. It's a lot faster pace too, so just you could be in shape in field lacrosse, and then you go to box lacrosse and you feel out of shape, and vice versa, because I feel like it's two different types of conditioning styles. So yeah, it's just, it was an adjustment, I think, for all of us flipping over, but, you just try to make the adjustment as quick as possible and, as smoothly as possible.
You come out of that championship, do you have maybe a feeling of a little bit more energy, having gotten to celebrate over this summer to try to get to that point in the NLL too? Yeah,
anytime you're playing, right, any season, you're playing to win the championship, and that was my first taste of a professional championship. So once you kind of get a taste of it, you get an itch and you want it more, right? Not to say you didn't want it a lot before, but once you win, you just want that feeling again. You felt what it felt like, and there's nothing like that. So it definitely was fun this summer, and it was a great ending to the season, winning. But obviously, I'm hoping to help move that success over to here, and hopefully we can win one here.
You brought up a lot of new faces in the offense. Specifically in that lefty side, you have just you and Turner that were on the team fully through the season last year. How has it been developing new chemistry with guys, and also obviously Thomas McConvey is a pretty big impact in that lefty side?
Yeah, talking just for the lefties, which you mentioned, obviously T-Mac, he's an unbelievable player. He showed it at every level. He's very unique, right? He's a really big body. Who can handle the ball well, but also he could play off ball and move bodies out there and set great picks, get open. So he's just a player that is a threat with and without the ball. I feel like we have that all the way across our offense. And then sticking to the left side too with Lomas. He's been in the league for couple years now, and I think that helps. Bringing someone in with some experience like that. Just a different viewpoint with our offense too. I think he's brought up a couple points. Obviously Coach Kyle's been great too. So, just different view on the offense and, a little bit different systems, same principles, but, just mixing up a thing or two. And I think, so far I think it's been looking really good. So we're excited for this moving forward.
Can you elaborate on those changes a little bit more with obviously no longer having Coach Proud as the offensive coordinator this year, moving in with Coach Calais, just what looks different about the offense in comparison to last year?
Yeah, Coach Prout was awesome. He was I think, you talk to anyone and he was, a great guy, a great coach. And, I think we took a step forward last year, but Coach Calais, he was part of that offense last year too. And, just the way he's been, taking this offense and running with it since day one. Small tweaks, spacing wise, where to be at certain points, even just small things like that. I think you've seen even in games, if he draws up a play, it's usually open, and they're both really smart minds. So we were lucky, to have both of them last year and this year. But Coach Calais, he's definitely taken the offense and run with it, and it's just been a lot of fun to play in so far.
Coach Hazen alluded to this team now being more even righty and lefty in the offensive end. How does it feel that you might get more opportunities for a strong lefty sets just throughout the season?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I mean, I think it's just all chemistry, right? Whatever's gelling best. I think the best part about that is, there's going to be a lot of competitiveness, right? For obviously in a game, right? Things are competitive, but inside our own locker room, right? It could be a different lineup one night to the next. So you're really fighting for a spot each game. But yeah, in terms of strong left, like you were mentioning, I think it's a fun wrinkle. You could do a couple more things with that too. I do love playing the two-man game on the weak side, but having that strong side, I think it's going to be a good change up and mix up for these defenses we're going against, just to give them, a different look throughout the game.
You also didn't have a lefty that worked off ball the way that McConvey does for this team last year. So just how much does it excite you to get maybe more space and just a little bit more creativity from your side? Yeah,
I think it's going to be great for us. Like I said, since he stepped foot in that locker room, he's been, it's felt like family to everyone. But on the floor, he just brings such a presence that, defenses are going to have to always keep an eye on him on and off ball. He's got a great scoring touch. He's got great vision. Like I said, he could create offense with the ball and he could create it without. So just having a guy like that, though, a big body who could, I think we got a lot bigger throughout our offense, which has been awesome. A lot of bodies have been moving, kind of throws the defense off, and I think that's going to play well to, how fast we've been playing.